Good morning. This is my Christmas Eve year-end video, and I have a lot of things to discuss, and be sure to stick around to the end because I have some important things to talk about, and we're going to get into that right after this.
Remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification.
Good morning. This is Karl F. Rose recording from Bedford, Pennsylvania on Tuesday, December 24th, 2019, Christmas Eve. And first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy and safe holiday, and as well as a happy and safe New Year's. This is primarily going to be like a year-end video. Year in review somewhat, but because I've got a special video that I'm going to upload on New Year's Eve, so I'm kind of doing this on Christmas Eve, and again, as I mentioned, stay around to the end because I have some important information. But first of all, basically, this video is about what's happened in 2019, and me personally, and with YouTube, and then moving forward into 2020, which I think is going to actually be not as bad as a lot of people are claiming. A lot of doom and gloom going on, a lot of changes, but YouTube makes changes every year. It's part of the thing, and actually I'm in support of a lot of their recent decisions concerning the harassment, concerning the COPPA thing, and a number of other things. Anyway, let's get on with it. I just want to explain, basically what has happened to me in 2019 and the changes, and there's a lot going on. First of all, for me personally, my 2019 started off in January with the passing of my mother, and then in May on my 61st birthday, I got all the paperwork from the estate, and I read everything through it. Actually, I had a friend help me too, and it was kind of a blow, what happened, what was basically how everything was laid out, in the final papers and that. But that's all family matters. That's really personal. I don't want to get into it, but the point is, it was very upsetting, and it took me about 3 months or so, and I had to make some really hard decisions, but now going forward into 2020, I'm glad I've made some of those decisions. But let's back up. Let's back up a few years. Prior to all this, I'm not sure how many of you know about or aware of what sleep deprivation is. I've had that pretty much since about 2012 due to rotten neighbors. So, and not only that, I've had outside harassment issues that was actually affecting me on the internet, online, on YouTube, everything. And frankly, I'm not one who handles adversity and that sort of thing very well. And I will be honest with you that I could have done things a lot better, but it's the way it is. I said a lot of things, and unfortunately, I've alienated a number of people, many people I've known for many, many years, and that's just too bad, but it is what it is. I can't take back what I've done, but at least I know what I've done is wrong. But now from all the disaster that happened to me on my birthday on May 31st, that was followed up by absolutely wonderful things. Starting on the very next day, I now have the best neighbors I've ever had above me, and going back to the sleep deprivation thing, for about from 2012 to about till June 1st of this year. I was getting anywhere from 15 minutes of sleep to maybe 3 hours of sleep a night on a regular basis. Now, give or take a few days throughout the year, I might get a normal amount of sleep, but basically I was in a fog, and I just, when your brain, when you don't have the kind of sleep that you're required, that the body needs, it just messes with the brain, almost like kind of being like on drugs, and you just do and say all kinds of crazy things. Now, I'm not making excuses for anything that I may have or may have not done. I will just I will say that some of my responses to the attacks that I've had outside of YouTube and that sort of thing, because they were attacking me on the internet, but my reaction was just poor, let's put it that way. And I tried, not that I didn't try to do things the right way. I tried all my options, and then I was just so tired and just so fed up with everything. I just did what I did. It wasn't very good, and the way I went about it. The people who actually saw what was going on, they didn't really understand. There was no way they could understand what was going on, and unfortunately, a lot of things were misunderstood. So that's just the way it is, and I don't hold anybody responsible. But going back to the estate and that sort of thing, yeah, there was a lot of things in there that just were just very hurtful. So I've made my decisions, and it's working out now. Now that I am still currently getting attacked, but not as much. I'm doing a lot more stuff offline, so nobody really does see it, but I am taking care of stuff. I've got all kinds of stuff going on, and but the thing is, when you're so tired, when you're so focused on things that are just non-YouTube related, and you're trying to make videos on a regular basis, and you're consumed by stuff that isn't even YouTube related, because the attackers are personally attacking you for the sole purpose to destroy everything that you're doing. This is what's happened. And actually, when they moved out, they pretty much they accomplished their goal, because again, like I said, my reactions were so bad that I actually alienated a whole bunch of people, and some people I've known many years, and all that's gone now. So I'm just doing other things, and actually the last 6 months has been better for me productivity wise, as far as YouTube and my online stores, and my still photography and my editing and everything across the board. And that's because I'm finally getting a normal amount of sleep, and the harassment is going down because of actions that I am taking offline. But I still have to do some things online, because I do have the trolls, and the only way I can get at them, because I have no legal recourse, so I just do what I do, and I say what I say, and people take it the wrong way. They think it's at them, but it's at something else. But the point I'm getting at is that, especially now, what I want to get at is for you who are new YouTubers and that sort of thing, just understand this, that and a lot of people are confused. I mean, I have some of the stupidest questions asked to me. They think that just because I have a YouTube channel, that, oh, well, then you're just some sort of superstar, and you're making, people actually think I'm a millionaire or something. I'm just an old retired guy, barely scraping by. I'm not going to tell you what measly amount I get from Social Security, but it's not much. and it really sucks. Because it would be kind of nice if I had a little more so I could get some more equipment so I can do this. I just buy little things at a time, but I'm just getting better at what I have, and with the equipment, and there are things to do with a limited amount. There's ways of making very good videos on a limited budget. That can be done because there are people that are just really, kicking it on YouTube. But the problem for me is I've had the trolls. They've basically sabotaged my name. So no matter where I go, I've always got this black eye. So I'm always going to be really low because of just the bad reputation, and that's just really unfair to me. So the only thing that I can do is just keep working harder and doing better videos. And if you're one of those that are just starting out, I think there are a lot of people, because of these new things, that are saying they're going to quit or they're just not going to start at all. And I'm just saying, no, no. You just, when it comes to that, if you're even smaller, I have I just finally reached the 800 subscriber threshold, so I'm still working at getting that. But one thing for me that I want to get home to you and drive home to you is if you're looking at YouTube and you want to go full blast, don't put all your eggs in one basket. What I'm getting at is don't focus solely just on AdSense. There are so many ways to earn online, and using YouTube as a tool for these other things. If you do it right, you can actually be quite successful. But if you put all your eggs in one basket, whether it's AdSense, which is not a good idea at all, or just something else, which, if it's all in one area, if you have a bad week or a bad month or something, there's no money. So you really need to diversify, and just learn to do the analytics, which is what I'm doing. I have some key people, and I've said this on another video, but I'll say it again. Roberto Blake is kind of like, he's my motivation person. He's one of the first people I see when I get on my phone in the morning and do my research. He's the one that gets me pumped up. When I'm doing my mobile stuff, I always turn to Nick Nimmin and Dean Nimmin. Dean Nimmin especially, but Nick Nimmin is really, he's very good when it comes to apps and live streaming and other things. Really, some really good tips and that sort of thing on YouTube, whether it's mobile or whether it's not mobile, whether it's that sort of thing. Then when it comes to the analytics, that portion of it, Daryl Eves is the guy to go to. He's Mr. Analytics. Go to his videos. You can learn a lot of stuff. And then Brian G. Johnson. If you don't have his book, Tube Ritual, it's a good book. I think I've read it 2 or 3 times already. There's a lot of good information in that. Oh, and I forgot, yeah. And not only that, Brian G. Johnson is the common sense guy. I mean, he comes and he just tells you what it is. And basically, so the rest of them. But lastly, if you don't have TubeBuddy installed, install TubeBuddy. It's a Chrome extension. It's free, and you can do quite a bit with the free parts. And not only that, once you get comfortable with it, there are various forms of upgrades, and you can always upgrade. But I wanted to say something about Andrew Can. Andrew Can, he's works at TubeBuddy. He's a very wonderful guy, and he can get a lot of help. And TubeBuddy is a good tool for speeding things up. I also use one last thing is I used vidIQ, and that's a lot of statistics. It gives you a lot of good milestone. I like the vidIQ for the information part, but TubeBuddy is a really good tool to like speed up your set up your stuff so your downloads go a lot smoother. You're uploading to YouTube. Your upload experience, and you can bulk edit things, and you can do a lot of things. It's just a lot of time saving stuff with TubeBuddy, and you get a lot of information. Not that TubeBuddy, you get a lot of information with TubeBuddy as well, like the keyword research tool and that sort of thing. But anyway, I just wanted to get this out. My end of the year, my New Year's Eve is going to be kind of more of a visual one. Now don't go yet, but because I have playlists, and be sure to check these cards to keep this going here, because I have more information. So be sure to hit the card, and be sure to go down in the description and the links and check my playlist links, especially the YouTube, my YouTube tips. Go in there, and I will see you on the next video, and we'll keep this going. Have a